Okay, so April 8th, which is the solar eclipse in Aries. So yeah, let's tune into that and see what is, and there's also a Chiron Kazemi that day. So let's see what the energy is going to be. Okay, so we get the throat chakra card, so more of a thematic card. Okay. So, for the fact that we are already going to be in Mercury retrograde in Aries, and that there's a Chiron Kazemi, which is about the wounded healer, and the fact that we have this eclipse. And by the way, eclipses don't just last for that specific day. It's like a 6-month window of time. And so where do we define who we are in the world, if not through your words and your expression and your essence of who you are, right? That's the throat chakra. The throat chakra is so much about how you define and create your reality through your words, through how you're in. It's so, I hear like, Spirit is showing me this like rock, and it's almost like your words can like, have density and heaviness to it, or your words can like literally create worlds. And there's this theme of that I'm hearing is be mindful of how you're using your words to describe and create, and I should say co-create your reality. If you want something new and you're still telling an old story and you just go over it again and again, and you reignite that trauma and you reignite that feeling of victimhood, that is not going to carry you and take you where you want to go. Spirit is very clear when they're saying this. It's time to express yourself in new ways. This is the week. This is the eclipse that is saying, who do you want to be in your life? And you have this incredible opportunity to not only define that, but to like write it out and almost be like a manifesto of I want to be this person, and get bold and have fun with it and make sure it's aligned with your heart. This isn't an egoic, although you can add, things into it that if you want to say, I want to make this much money because I'm having this much impact on people, or whatever it is that you want to say. I'm not going to say that that shouldn't be a part of it, but this is the manifesto of your heart and the identity of who you want to be when you are coming from your highest. When you feel so strongly within yourself that you have beautiful gifts and reasons and a purpose in this world to show up and help other people. That's what wants to be ignited this week in the biggest and best way. So if you're finding yourself kind of disillusioned, maybe dismayed with what's been happening and what's going on, and maybe you've had some false starts, and maybe you've been feeling like, God, I just don't know why things aren't working for me. I want you to stop. Like, I want you to honor the confusion and the fear that has cropped up for you in these last few months and be like, okay, it's time for you to be redirected. This is a week of redirection. And it's like, I'm hearing the funniest thing. That there's a song that talks about the magic carpet ride. It's an older song, so youngies out there might not have heard it, but I think it was from like the 70s. But anyways, it's like the magic carpet ride that takes you somewhere. That's the feeling of this week. That if you're clear, and if you have your intentional, supportive, internal practice, i.e., meditation, right now I'm doing Kundalini yoga, whatever it is that gets you inside of yourself, using your intuition like we did last week, and really trusting the gifts that you have, because Aries new moon is about your identity. And of course, it's going to be mixed in with whatever house it appears in your particular astrology chart. But even if you don't know anything about that, it doesn't matter, because from an energetic perspective, this is your upgrade. This is your saying, okay, I'm divinely constructing and architecting my reality to be the most supportive of how I want to live my best freaking life. And some of you are going to listen to this and go, oh my God, how could you live a great life when there's all these horrible things happening in the world? My answer to you is that is the most important time, because your frequency, who you are, and the light that you emanate into this world is part of the quantum field. So do you want to be a contribution through your joy, through your happiness, or do you want to be part of the fear story and the lack and the scarcity, where you feel like life is never going to give you what you want, right? Because you're scared, because you've been hurt in your life and you've experienced trauma and you have all these things happening. Your wounding is coming up to be healed right now. And there might be a part of you that's saying, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this. And this is when you have to use faith and apply it to your dreams and have a vision so strong that it lights you up in such a way that in your darkest moments in your life, you get it, you can like turn it because you get excited about what's possible for you. So this card is asking you to shift and to change because it's a 5. And 5 is all about embracing and allowing the changes that are happening to take you on that magic carpet ride into the joyful place that you want to go. And it starts with your relationship with yourself. If you don't believe that you can pull it off, then it's going to be challenging, because you have to be your own best friend. You have to be your sacred ally, first and foremost, in order to get people energetically, magnetized to who you are in this world. So if you do anything this week and you set intentions for yourself for this new moon, the biggest intention I want you to set is, who do I get to be when I am living my most thriving life? And even if it feels really far off to you, plant the seeds. You have no idea what is possible when you start to vision and imagine who you can be, and you allow your heart to like almost like feed off that. It's like, like plants feeding off sunlight. It's like the same thing. I'm hearing it's like, it's the light to your soul that lights you up and gives you the courage to take the first step and then the next step and then the following step. Okay, so that is for the week of the 8th. No matter what is going on, no matter how shaky and chaotic and rocky and intense it might feel because we're in an eclipse, you're supported. You are so supported. And this is all happening because we are meant as a collective to change. We are not meant to stay the same. We have to retire the victim story, that part of you that has been in victimhood. Love that part of you, embrace that part of you, but take it forward and say, enough. It's time for a shift. It's time for an elevation. Okay.